Hello and welcome to today's manga shopping video. Today we are in Manchester. Why are we in Manchester? Well, as you can see, they have opened a Pop Mart. This wasn't the entirely only reason I decided to film a manga shopping video in Manchester, but this is one of the reasons. Yes, they opened a Pop Mart in Manchester mid-March, I want to say. I went on the Sunday. It opened on the Saturday. I went on the Sunday. We did have to queue to get in. We queued about 10-15 minutes, I want to say. And we got there about 5 to 11 in the morning, which isn't too bad. I did assume it was going to be worse. In terms of how big the store is, for anyone who knows the store on Shaftesbury Avenue, it is about twice the size of that, I would say. It's kind of like if you took that store, duplicated it and kind of made a V with those two shapes. That's kind of the size of the store. They had all the usual Pop Mart stuff. They had Labubu, Skull Panda, Daimu. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I can't pronounce any of them. They had loads of stuff, everything I expected to see and more. Everything. They really were keeping it very well stocked. I think sometimes like I'd pick one out and a staff member was already there popping it back in. It wasn't too bad because they were limiting how many people who could go in. It didn't feel too busy and like rush clustered, I guess. I love this little teddy bear. I kind of wanted that one, but I didn't want any of the others, so I chose not to. I was trying to be slightly good because the intention of the trip wasn't necessarily Pop Mart. It was just a happy coincidence. I saw this little set that I picked a box at MCM with Liddy back in May, and I got the stinky tofu, and I thought maybe I'll chance it again and see what I can get this time. I hadn't realised, I don't think it had like twigged how many crossovers or licensed blind boxes Pop Mart had until I saw this wall, which was like overrun. Now, to be fair, a lot of it is like Disney or Disney and Friends adjacent, so Marvel, Disney princesses, that kind of thing. But there was a lot. I was really shocked at how many there were. There's like Jujutsu Kaisen as well, I guess. Saw the cinema roll, thought so cute, but what would I do? I'm trying to be a little bit more practical with my blind boxes. Saying that, I absolutely adore the Azura line, so I thought I'm gonna try and get one of those. It's so dang cute. Yeah, I got some more crossovers like Naruto and Genshin, League of Legends. I kind of like the League of Legends blind boxes, but I really don't want to start touching League of Legends merch. Don't want to do that. I'm trying to be good. Some of them I feel weren't like actually too badly priced. Like some of these bigger boxes were £13 a box, and I would have expected them to cost more than that because some of the smaller boxes can be like £14-15. So I think I just expected a larger box to cost more than that. Here is me handing stuff to Ben, so I had spit hands to pick up more stuff. So many different series. There's more. They had way more series than I realised. We realised we'd accidentally joined the queue to pay, and I was not yet ready to pay. I wanted to look around more. So we dipped back out to try and see some more stuff, but realised I didn't really want to buy much more. I did get freebie. It wasn't great. It was a Christmas thing, and I'm going to pass it on to Liddy, who loves Skull Panda more than I do, which is what it is. Now, here is the main reason. You can see it right there on the door that I wanted to hit Manchester up, and that is because Travelling Man announced February 1st, they are now doing 3 for 2 on all manga, all publishers, everything. 3 for 2 on it all, and you gotta bet that I wanted to go to Travelling Man Manchester and make good use of that 3 for 2 on everything. I would love to try and hit the other Travelling Mans again. Maybe I need to do another all Travelling Mans in one day video or something. That would be so much fun. Yeah, I was so excited to be here and doing this again. Notice they had a lot of green Yuri if you're on the market for it. They had a bunch there. They had manga everywhere. I feel like they've expanded how much manga they have, or I've just not been looking down. They say gamers don't look up. Do gamers look down either? So here is the regular manga shelves, I guess. This is me just sort of scrolling down them. If you want a closer look at any of them, do feel free to just slow down the video or go back and pause to get a closer look. They did have a fair few new releases. I was quite surprised to see how many like 7 Seasons Square Enix new releases they had. Quite happy for some of those. I was kind of on the hunt to try and see if they had more Shoujo Beat new releases, which unfortunately they didn't really, but I wasn't sure if I was a little bit early and more had just seen people picking it up across the pond instead. But hey ho, it's not like I can't find other stuff to pick up instead. Glossing down the shelves, and at this point I'm kind of like, what do I pick up? I almost felt more overwhelmed trying to decide what to pick up here, just because like it's such a new novelty to be able to do 3 for 2 on everything in Traveling Man. I mean, I've been shopping in Traveling Man since like as long as I can remember, and for the last 15 years pretty much been buying manga from them. So now the fact that it has changed to, I mean, when they added 7 Seasons to their 3 for 2, I was already slightly breaking down, and then when they've now changed that to everything, I'm like, oh my god. So this is me finding more shelves down the sides with manga. It just kept going. They seem to be keeping the more bulky stuff down the sides. After I did my pickups in Traveling Man, we're going to scoot over to Forbidden Planet. Now they do 3 for 2 on everything. This is an international. I just wanted to check out their blind boxes, though I didn't realise I hadn't realised how much of what they had was Pop Mart anyway, which felt a bit funny considering there is a Pop Mart now literally just down the road. It is about a 2-minute walk from here now. But they had a bunch of like Kirby stuff, which is fairly cute, and I think they do have blind boxes that aren't just Pop Mart, just there is a lot of Pop Mart. And then we go downstairs past the wall of Loungefly. I always want to stop and take a look, but these stairs scare me. I feel like I'm gonna fall and hurt myself going down these stairs. But yes, here we are in the basement, all the manga. It is 3 for 2 on everything. I find the manga selection in this store to be quite shonen, seinen, viz heavy, which if that's what you're into and what you wanted to collect, it's great. You're gonna have such a great time picking stuff up here. But for me, I find that I would just like a bit more variety. Like, look how much Delicious and Dungeon they have. Did you see how much Berserk they had? So much Blue Lock. Actually, Bungo Stray Dogs surprises me. That is, I think, a large amount of a series I don't think I would have associated or expected from this store, but hey ho, they had loads of Initial D and JoJo's, and you can see the boxes here overflowing with more My Hero Academia, which I tell you, there was so much, and then more boxes and books down the side. I think looking in, we had like Elden Ring, more Delicious and Dungeon, I think some Death Note maybe. Round the side, the wall of Jujutsu Kaisen and Kaiju number 8. We had some Kagurabachi. But yeah, so much Viz, so much Viz. If you are collecting Shonen Jump, Seinen Sunday, you're gonna have a great time coming here. They have literally all of it. Even One Piece. I feel like I don't see walls of One Piece as much because there's just too much of it. Unless you come here, you can find a lot of it here. We even had some manga spread down to the side wall. We had some of the Vinland Saga, some of the Solo Leveling. But look, we got Slam Dunk, actually even more Solo Leveling here. Soul Eater. Like, it just feels like it's overflowing. And I'm just so surprised. I assume it sells well, I guess. Because every time I come in, it alternates between the shelves being rather empty and really full. Which does suggest it shifts, but gosh dang. And here we have the sale section. It wasn't crazy. Nothing caught my fancy. This is what I picked up, mostly Kana and Titan. Ben got caught by the dice, though I'm not sure if anything actually ended up tempting him. He does like the mystery dice, but yeah, I don't think he picked anything up ultimately. I do like the look of that. And then obviously we ended the trip with some well-deserved dim sum. I unfortunately missed the last trip to for dim sum that I was able to go to. My workplace had done a trip out, but I had been sick unfortunately, or Ben had been sick. And I was so hyped for this char siu chung fung. It is my favourite thing ever. I adore it. We got so much food, and we did slightly purposefully over order so we could take some home, as you can see here. And then we obviously dropped down to the supermarket to get some nice sauces. Nothing beats an Asian supermarket sauce wall or its noodle wall. I went crazy because I've not been in like 6 months, 4 months. It's been a while. I love this place. I highly recommend if you're in the Manchester area. It's not very far out the centre. If you don't drive, you could probably walk out to it as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I am filming a bunch of shopping videos this month, and I will do a cumulative manga haul video of everything I picked up at the end. Do remember to like and subscribe. Remember to check out my social medias found down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!